What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast. It's your boy, Sean Grant, filling in for the man, Ron G, as he is filming his pilot for Nickelodeon. Mm-hmm. But the show must go on, man. And as you guys know, we always have the dopest comedians come in here and give y'all a rundown about the comedy scene, about their life in comedy and what's going on. So we got three amazing guests for today. I'll start off to my right. This brother here is originally from Philadelphia. How does that go? Pennsylvania?
Philadelphian.
He's a Philadelphian. He's a Philadelphian. You've seen him on Laugh Mobs, Laugh Tracks. He's half of the Dope Dealer podcast. Mr. Jamal Doman. Let's clap it up for Mr. Jamal Doman. Yeah. And then going in order to his right, this brother right here, man, you've seen him on Meet the Blacks, 50 Shades of Black, and he's in the story mode for Madden 2019 currently. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the superstars of the internet and television, my man, Mr. King Bach, Answer's Bachelor. Yeah.
You only name my black credits?
Yeah, well, that's the only ones I know. No, Babysitter.
Come on, the white people pay you the money.
That's right. And then to his right is the other half of the Dope Dealer podcast, originally from Omaha, Nebraska, and he's also been featured on Laugh Tracks and at the Slow Comedy Festival, Mr. Tobe Hixx. Yeah,
Tobe.
What's good, y'all, man? Appreciate you guys stopping by the show, man.
Appreciate you for having us, man.
Absolutely, man. Batch, feel free to eat them chips, man. I know you ain't ate all day.
Man, I'm crunching quite.
You gotta let the saliva break it down first.
You gotta be proud now.
I ain't told everybody eating chips. Now you gotta do it, man. Let me start off with you, Jamal. I mean, obviously, I know you guys do a podcast on this network.
Yes, Dope Dealer. The world's most dangerous podcast.
That's right. Both of you guys. Yeah, man. You guys have amazing guests. You guys just had Clipper Darrell on last week.
Yeah, we had Clipper Darrell. That was incredible, man. That guy has an incredible story, man.
Word?
Yeah.
Just being a Clippers fan?
Well, you think about it, he's the world's most famous fan.
That's
true.
Think
about it.
Think about
any sport.
That's
amazing. He has an incredible story. Listen to that episode. I think that was episode 24 so y'all go back and listen to that one. But we asked him, how did he become Clipper Darrell?
Right.
He said he got fired from his job, and his boss told him
he was a loser.
He was a loser.
He was never going to be shit.
Yeah, he wasn't going to be nothing.
And he went home and turned on the Clipper game, and they was talking about
he went home and just happened to turn on the TV, and it was a Clipper game on. He wasn't even a Clipper fan.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Yeah, and then he was checking it out, and he just said, hey, I'm going to make this my team because everybody think they losers, man. Call me a loser. Yeah, that's how it all started. I was like, damn.
That's what's up, man.
That's how he became Clipper Darrell. Yeah.
That's dope as fuck. Speaking of stories, man, I was just reading Kevin Hart's story, and you're mentioned, I think, a couple times.
Yeah.
Jamal, what
shocked
was it like?
me.
Yeah, word.
I thought he forgot about me because he sure don't return my calls no more. So I think the number didn't change like 3 times.
That's dope. What was it like coming up in that scene, man?
Yeah, you know what's weird? Now, this is the weird part about it. Me and Kev, in the book, he kind of had me as part of the Philly, but me and Kev didn't come up together in Philly. I had left Philly before he started.
Oh, okay.
I'd already moved out to L.A., but I would hear about him when he started. People, cats from Philly would tell me, yo, it's this new. His name was Lil Kev the Bastard. When he first started, he was Lil Kev the Bastard.
Right.
And, promoters like, yo, it's this comic from Philly, from North Philly. He's real good. So when he moved out there, we met when we talked over the phone a couple times, but we actually physically met when he came out to L.A. like in 2000. I think he got out to L.A. or 2001. And that's when we became tight. I was booking the Mixed Nuts Comedy Club on a weekend, so he always used to come down there. But
so you didn't really know him on his early...
I didn't know him in Philly, but I knew him when he got to L.A. And I used to hang out with him, and he used to kill me in Madden. Me, him, and Moranzio when he had the apartment on Sunset Boulevard. This is the early. This ain't Kev. This is the early Kev.
Right.
This is before
2001.
Yeah, 2001.
That's before Grown Little Man.
Yeah, we used to hang out in his apartment and stuff like that, and play Madden. Me, him, Moranzio.
Yeah.
So Show Me Love. I didn't even know. I was going to get the book when I heard it was coming out.
Yeah.
But I guess people got the early version of it, and people text me like, yo, he gave you a shout out in the book, man.
Yeah.
So I seen him at Naeem Lynn's 40th birthday party, and I thanked him for that.
That's dope.
That's great. I want to know what Kevin was like before the money. I can't imagine it. You got to talk about that.
You know what's funny? Kev, and this is a true story, Kev used to always tell cats, when I blow up, I'm getting Hollywood on you niggas. and when he said that, people would laugh, just like y'all just But when he blew up, he got Hollywood on niggas.
Yeah, straight up.
Funny.
So, I mean, I can't, you know, and he used to tell us, like, nigga, my number about to change. When I blow up, nigga, y'all ain't gonna be able to get in touch with me like y'all do now.
Hey, remember the party at Bilal's house when he was shooting dice?
Oh, yeah, he was shooting, yeah.
Bilal, wait, I know that name. It's a famous rapper?
No, Bilal, you think of Bilal, the singer.
Oh, okay.
But we actually talking about a guy from Philly, Bilal. He came up with Will Smith and them.
Oh, word.
Back in the early 2000s, he used to throw gambling parties at his apartment. And anybody know Kev? Kev is a heavy, you know, he loves to gamble and he's competitive.
Right.
Like if he lose, he ain't leaving until he win. So one night, Teddy Riley was in there. They was playing CeeLo. And Teddy took him. And Kev had ran out of money. I guess Kev came to the party with like a couple grand. Teddy beat
like
him for
5 racks.
Yeah, like 5. So Kev like, Maul, take me back to my house. I can't let this nigga. I got more money at the house. So I rode him back to his house. He picked up some more money, came back. Teddy beat him again.
Damn.
And Louis was like, come on. It's like 3 a.m. now. Like, Kev, let's go home, man. It's a wrap, man.
Yeah.
But he was always, the nigga's competitive.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I was standing with Batch because we did a project for Kev on the LOL network called Dead House. Batch directed it. And he just called you randomly at, what was it, like midnight or 2 a.m. or something? Like, one time just to tell you like you're being lazy or some shit or get to work.
Yeah.
Like, just randomly. Just,
Kev is like everything he got, he earned it because I saw it. He was that motherfucker. He wanted it. He worked hard at it, man.
Man, Tobe, I know you started. You had kind of a. Did you started in Omaha, right?
No, I started in San Diego.
Oh, in San Diego comedy scene.
Yeah.
And is it true you, speaking of a hustler's mentality, man, did you start off dealing drugs?
Oh, yeah.
Got it? Was that before comedy or like while you started?
Before comedy, during comedy.
Right now.
I mean, shit.
You know, niggas buying?
I was, shit, man, it was crazy. I mean, I went to prison. To prison a couple times during my comedy career and shit.
Word.
You know, I remember I had just came off a hot set off of BET's Comedy View, and then I got locked up, and motherfuckers was looking like, hold on, man. This motherfucker comedian, blah, blah. And then, you know, I would tell motherfuckers, you know, I'm gonna get out and get my shit together, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, jail talk, motherfuckers didn't believe it. But ever since that time, you know, I got out and I was cool and never been in trouble. But yeah, I mean, shit, I was one of the original crack dealers. I mean, shit. I was like the first blood in Omaha to go back to Omaha because I moved to Cali and I got into the shit. And then I took it back to Nebraska and started it up.
They was like, "What you?" Well, it worked because they usually red because of Nebraska.
Yeah.
The
It just
Cornhuskers,
fit. My whole neighborhood was red.
Shit.
I mean, the Cornhuskers was red anyway. But Crips came, so that shit didn't fit for them.
Oh, okay.
Right.
They made it there shortly after that. But the youngsters there, they took it to a whole nother level. I mean, I was just into the making money and that type of shit. They took it into the robbing, killing, stealing, and everything.
Damn.
I remember one time I was on the road in a hotel, like up late at night watching CNN, and they was like, gang violence in Omaha, Nebraska is escalating.
Shit.
You know, the 16th Street Victor gang, blah, 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 this and that. And I'm just sitting there like, whoa.
Like,
I couldn't believe it.
So you're the freeway Ricky Ross of Omaha, Nebraska.
I mean, you know, and it was just, at that time, I mean, I was the only one that they knew. They had a connection with me to Cali. You know, and all they knew was like Boys in the Hood and shit like that. And then from somebody to leave there, North Omaha, and then go to California, and they had that connection, it was, you know, that was big to the young.
That's intense. Did that lend itself to comedy in any way? You feel like the hours or like the hustle or something like that? You know what I mean? Is it similar?
I mean, it's a lot of stories. I mean, like, I seen so much shit during that time. Like, a lot of things I've even forgotten. Like, and people remind me. I mean, all types of crazy shit. I mean, like, one time I got out of prison and the same day, so I go to the hood where my boys was at and kicking, and I'm waiting on my son's mother to come pick me up so I can see my son. And basically, I leave and like 10 minutes later, the spot get raided. So basically, I could have went back to prison the same day.
Damn.
Like, and you know, how could you ever explain that shit?
Right.
And it was crazy. It was crazy for me because I didn't have to hustle. I mean, you know, our family, my family back in Nebraska was middle class. I mean, we took vacations every year. You know, I mean, I had everything I wanted. I never needed for nothing, but shit.
The streets.
I got to San Diego. Yeah, I got to San Diego, and my relatives was hustling. And I didn't know what the fuck they was doing. I didn't even know what a cracker was. I remember I seen somebody looking crazy, and I was like, man, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? And my relative was like, that's a crackhead. I'm like, what do you mean a crackhead? What's a crackhead?
Yeah.
And one time I walked in his room and I kept, I knew he was doing something like, damn, what the fuck? I'm going to school at this time. I'm working. I'm like, how's my relative got all this money? One time I walked in his room and he had like 100,000 cash on the bed.
Shit.
And I was like, yo, man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he would never put me down with it. He was like, nah, this ain't for you. This ain't for you, blah, blah. So one day he finally said, I kept begging him. He's like, fuck it. So he was like, how much money you got? And I was like, man, I got $25. He's like, give me your $25. I said, well, let me give you $20 and keep mine. He's like, no, give me your 25. So I gave him my 25 and he gave me like $60 worth of dope. And so he took me to the corner and I got out there and it was like 30 dudes. And he got out and he said, look, this is my relative. Y'all look out for him. Y'all watch out. So I got out there. I sold my shit in like 15 minutes. I paged him, whatever.
Damn, 15?
Yeah, 15 minutes. 15 minutes I had.
The block was hot.
Yeah, and I'm talking about
He the Bill Gates of crack.
No, it was so much money coming. It was 30 cats out there making money. This wasn't just me standing alone. That's how much money was coming through at the time. Damn. So I sold that shit. I hit my relative back. He brought me a 100 dub. I sold that shit. By the end of the day, I was buying 7 grams and that was it. I was hooked. And what people don't realize, when you selling dope like that, you're just as hooked as the person using it because you're addicted to the money now. I mean, like even now, gigs get canceled, shit go wrong, and I still in my mind to this day, I think like, boy, if I get a sack,
damn.
And, so it's an addiction that you never get over.
Right, straight up, man. We're going to a batch. I mean, I know you're talking about Kevin went Hollywood and shit, which is, I have much respect to Kev. I knew Batch. We went to college together, Florida State, and he's the only person I've ever seen like get to that level of fame. You know what I mean? But he hasn't changed it up. Like, what do you think?
Oh, your time's coming.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, you're probably about to change the number like in a minute.
After this podcast,
right. I was like, damn, it's hot in here. This motherfucker ain't gonna never talk to me again. But no, man, like up to this point, what has kept you like kind of grounded? I notice every time you walk down the street, people want a picture. Yeah. You take the picture. You know what I'm saying? Like you seem to.
I think what it is for me is I just. Like, you talk about you dealing drugs and all. You remember that shit like it was yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. See, I remember everything, like when I wasn't shit, I remember all that like it was yesterday.
Right.
You know what it was. So I'm not better than anybody else. And then for you, like I'm grateful for you because you the one that got me to do stand-up. Oh, yeah. In 2008 or 9 or whatever.
Man, I be showing people. I saved that Facebook message. Like niggas be like, one nigga was like, "You don't know that nigga." I was like, "He hit me up, nigga." he hit me up on Facebook. Because I remember he auditioned for a Black Actors Guild. I was like, "Damn, that dude's funny as hell." And he was like, "Yeah, man, I want to do stand up." Took him to like Comedy Zone. Well, it was Tallahassee. So they had the Comedy Zone out there. And yeah, man, he stayed with it. But like just to see, we did videos together. We had our first taste of it was with that Shake Weight parody, right?
Oh,
Did you have something go viral before that? Or you had some shit? I mean, you had a bunch of...
But then what happened with the Shake Weight was you wrote that, right?
Yeah, we wrote it together. We kind of came up with it at the improv. We were just thinking about, it was a cum joke. It was like, because people be so lazy when they shake this, they didn't want to get their drink, so they bust the lubricant on their face. And, that was
and then South Park
stole it 6 months later.
Yeah, they stole it.
Oh, shit, one of their writers saw it.
Yeah. And they did that like 3 times before us, because somebody else sued them for doing something. I ain't trying to start no beef with South Park.
No, fuck South Park.
But that was I was actually that was fun. Like, oh shit, South Park is, you know what I mean? Like, it felt almost like an honor that they.
But yeah, back then we didn't know like they could really like niggas could steal shit. Like, so it was like, oh, that's cool. But now if they did, it was like, what's my fucking check?
Like, exactly. Like, you have your lawyer on the phone right now. Like, hold on.
How does that shit work? I mean, you know probably way better than me with internet content. Is it not protected now that it's on the internet?
Yeah, if you put it on there, it's a wrap.
So people could just take Instagram content and straight up.
Yeah, I do it in my movies. Like if I see my shit, if I do an Instagram joke, work on Instagram, I like do that same line in a movie.
Right.
Because not everyone follows me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Dang, man. We put a video up, was it yesterday, the Ray J hat challenge. And some dude randomly, just a nice fan, he followed me.
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, your video with Batch is going viral. Take your number off your Instagram.
Your number's
I was
on there?
Yeah, I had my number. Nobody called me, but
That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, let me take this shit off. Because it was an easier way
What
to
you got your number on there for
it's
girls?
a two-way notification. Like, so if you get locked out your shit, you have to be able to, they can send you a text.
Right.
But I didn't know people could see your fucking number. And the dude
So
was
let me
like,
tell you what's wrong with that. When you get your shit popping,
yeah.
the hackers, what they can do is they'll take your number down and they can log into your Instagram account.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Has that happened to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
You can't don't do no stuff like that. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I had to tell Michael Blackson he was doing his birthday party roast, and I was helping him out with it. So he put a post on his page with my number because he wanted people to call me for the tickets.
Fuck?
He said, "Call Jamal for the tickets," and got my number.
Wow.
So it was cool at the time because people were calling me for the tickets, and I gave them info. But after a while, after the party over, this weeks later, crazy people hit me up. I'm like, and I forgot that he still had that post on his page.
Right.
So I said, Mike, take my number off that
That's
post.
crazy. Were they cussing you out and shit?
They're just kids. What that Michael Blackson at?
Doing a shitty accent.
I went to book Michael Blackson. I'm like, man, who is this? Like,
That's funny.
that's how I didn't know 3 million
shit.
followers. It happens, especially the world we live in. Because I'm before this. I'm before social media, so it's still I'm adjusting to it, man.
Right.
Like it's a whole nother world out there. Man.
Right. Like, and with the podcast, I mean, the podcast taking off. Like, how do you adjust to like getting it out there, or you get the Dope Dealer has an Instagram account.
Yeah, we got an Instagram account. We're growing. We're growing. It's something me and Toby thought about doing a podcast for like a year, and we finally got it. We started in January this year. We said we're gonna start it, and it's been going well, man. People hearing about us, man, and we're happy, man. We're happy where we're progressing, and we're gonna continue, man. We gotta get him on it. We gotta get you on the episode, man.
Let's go.
Dope dealers.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I feel like so is the way like
it's just a new another.
Is everybody should have some
it's
a way to put out content constantly.
You have to adapt with the times, and podcast is like Toby told you, like you told his grandmother didn't know what a podcast was. Hey, explain what did you tell her? What was a podcast?
I told her it's like our own radio station. She 98. That was the only thing she could understand.
And it's true.
Radio.
It's like your own radio show. Like
exactly.
So you gotta
and it's limitless. You can like reach out in so many ways.
Exactly.
So you guys are.
We figured by the time minority blacks, Latinos, and that people, really figure it out, then it'll be cool and really take us over the top.
Because still a lot of our people don't really know what
feel like that's
podcasts
true.
are.
And then, not only know, it's motherfuckers, when you try to just show them how to type it into their phone, they act like their phone gonna blow. They do. Shit, I don't know about the podcast. Do this cost money?
right.
Motherfuckers start shaking and shit like, motherfucker, it's not that hard. It's 2018. This ain't costing nothing extra than your fucking bill, nigga.
Yeah.
I've had our old people like, what's a podcast?
Right.
Like,
Famous people.
Like, what's a podcast? So it's and it's funny because it's so much money in this.
Absolutely,
Joe Rogan making a killing, Mark Maron making a killing.
Man.
How much they making now?
Right.
They making good. Yeah,
Us motherfuckers getting millions off
Straight
these
up.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Amy Schumer just signed $1 million deal
with
for a
Spotify.
podcast.
Yeah.
Right, because and it's good for the advertisers because they can track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Specific. Just like
$1 million?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan probably has the most popular podcast, and
Him and Mark Maron.
Mark Maron.
Yeah.
But Joe, they've been podcasts
doing it
like
since
10
podcasts came out.
They started at the beginning when they kind of invented the podcast.
Adam Carolla too.
Adam Carolla
get
They all millionaires.
Yeah, they get millions off.
Just off the podcast.
What's a podcast?
Hey man, it's time. Yeah, man.
Hold up. We made it to number 47 a couple weeks ago, right?
Okay.
I missed that part. This show did? Or
Yeah, well, God damn it, Alex, yes. You just engineer here, you don't read the
He
post.
said, I don't check the numbers. Man.
Right. Nick said
for the art.
I I don't know how that shit works, but Nick, the guy who started Comedy Pop-Up, posted that we made it to number 47 on a couple episodes ago.
That's good.
And
man.
I don't, whatever that means, I'm still.
That means you did it 47 times.
Let me get $1 million.
You got hundreds more to go.
Yeah, because they make it off the sponsorship. Like while you doing it, you have little commercials doing it. So and that's how.
That's everything.
Once if you're on Joe Rogan level, you can charge what?
For
a commercial doing his.
How much? Getting major racks.
Yeah,
he probably charging motherfuckers $20,000 to a company. That ain't shit.
Yeah,
man. So wait,
for a little 60-second spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy,
man. It's crazy. Like, and I've watched all of y'all on stage. I've seen you at J Spot a few times, Jamal. Mm-hmm. I've seen we met at the Slow Fest a while back, a couple years ago, Tobe.
Yeah,
and with you, Tobe, you have a very specific cadence that's not. I feel like I won't say normal, like not a lot of urban like black comics use it. Like you have a very, you know what I mean, like you're a great joke writer. And who are some of your influences? Would you say you're like?
Well, basically, what I do, I always make sure that I put myself in front of all different types of people. That way I'm well-rounded. I mean, one night it might be all black. The next night it might be all white. The next night it might be all Mexican. The next night it might be a church. The next night it might be a high school.
Yeah.
You know, and in that way, nothing ever phases me no matter what the audience is, because there's a lot of black comedians who can't make white people laugh. There's a lot of white comedians who can only make white people laugh.
Right.
I mean, I've seen famous black comedians, that were really doing well and very funny individuals, like freeze up in a room full of white people, like they was about to go back to slavery. I mean, freeze up.
Yeah.
I've had famous comedians who making way more money than me come to me and say, Tobe, how do you do these rooms? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, shit, you do the same thing you want to do.
I was going to say, you don't change anything about your style, and cadence.
I mean, if it's all white people, they want to hear you. They want to hear about your life and what you're talking about. If they wanted you to hear talk about shit they wanted to hear, they just go to a white comic.
Right.
Why the fuck they here to hear whatever you want to talk about?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and with you, Jamal, I see you. I think last time I see you was at J Spot, and you was hosting, and some girls was being disruptive, and you
is that the one I cussed the girl out?
Cussed the girl, you cussed out. You brought it back around, but you cussed and called her a bitch.
Oh wow. That night, we just had some, and I handled that wrong. I should have, and I've been.
Well, no, you brought it back. They were talking loud.
I brought it back, but they was rude.
Yeah.
But I could have handled it better. You know? That's fine. I forgot all about that night.
I remember because I was first.
I called her bitch.
I went up right after you called her a bitch.
Because she was rude, man. She was just acting. She was with her crew. She wouldn't shut the fuck up. And but you get that sometimes. I have fun. Like Tobe said.
Yeah.
You got to be versatile. I'm happy. I really don't get that much. I don't really get hecklers and stuff like that. And I usually, what I try to do is, I'm from the old school. I don't want you walking me to my car. I don't want you at my car waiting for me. So I always try to, even if you're heckling, and even if I say something to you, I always say, hey, give it up for him for being a good sport. I offer to buy you a drink or something like that.
Yeah.
But that girl, she was just so rude that night.
Yeah.
Man, that she was a bitch. Fuck her.
Straight up. You ever have any weird? I know you do the road a lot with Joe Coy, and you just headlined. Was that the first show you headlined at the Improv at the Ontario? And tonight, which isn't gonna matter to the listeners because it doesn't come out till next Tuesday, but you're gonna be at Flappers with Afion.
Yeah.
But what was your weirdest situation on stage that you can remember?
That bullshit club you took me to, that bar you took me to last week.
Wait. Oh, last week?
And it was Santa Monica. Where the fuck we was?
Oh, that was it was not Anchor Bar. It was
I don't know what the fuck it was. But
it was Matt Neal's room. I don't know if y'all Comedy Ahoy. 5th anniversary, because it was some.
That lady was a bitch.
Well, no, but they were. I feel like she knew who you were, so that probably is troublesome for you being like people want to talk to you specifically. You know what I'm saying? Like, they riled up when they saw it was you, and they would try to have a conversation. They was drunk.
They was trying,
and specifically going at him, trying to talk to him.
Yeah, instead of letting him do his material.
One dude, but he made it the best of it because she was with a gay dude, and the gay dude got up and started modeling and voguing in front of him, and he had on a Dickie suit.
He looked like a janitor.
A Dickie suit, but it was fucking, what do you call that? The Knickerbockers. Dickie suit. He's like, this nigga
I was like, get this nigga a mop. Get him out of here.
That was perfect. But I was like, but you handled it great. I didn't think you were comfortable. That was
I wasn't uncomfortable. Like, people don't really heckle that much unless you go to Atlanta, but like.
Wait, something happened in Atlanta? Oh, you just heard about it?
No. Did I go with you to Atlanta? It was
oh yeah,
7
we
years
did.
ago
It was
or
a while
something.
ago. Yeah, you came and stayed.
What do we do?
Uptown.
Uptown. We did Uptown.
Yeah,
That was
you
cool.
did great.
No, I mean it was
a great
fun.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tobe, you ever have anything weird? Like,
I've had all kind of weird shit, but it's funny that you said that because Saturday I had something happen that it's been a while, and it really wasn't me. It was just the night. Like I was at the Green Tree Comedy Club in Victorville. My man JT
yeah, I heard
Turner.
about
Shout
that.
out. Yeah, and so it was crazy because it was a man. It was like his 60th birthday. So him, his wife, his daughters, about 8 family members. They out at the club. They enjoying themselves. So the first comment goes up. He does a good job. Yeah. Everybody enjoys him that's there. One of the daughters was drunk. She was drunk before she got there because there's no way, because it happened so quick at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And when he finished, she stood up and JT had asked him, could y'all just keep it down a little? But he said it in a nice, pleasant way, nothing offensive.
Right.
And she got up and she was like, fuck you. You called JT a bitch and blah, blah, blah. You know how you got that family member like, they was used to her doing that shit. Like they didn't even look at her. Like nobody. She left. We got her out the club. The rest of the family stayed, enjoyed the show. They was like, "Get your ass out of here." So she do that at every event.
Damn. So she just
Yeah, she was way out of line. And so then that was after the first comedian. So I was still in a cool spot because I'm like, okay, I won't have to mention it or whatever. So the second comedian goes up. Now it's just it was just the opener, middle, and then me. So then now the second comedian goes up, and the lady comes back into the club somehow. She gets into the club again.
Shit.
So she back and she cussing again. So they get her out and she finally leave or whatever. So it was so close to me that I had to address it.
Yeah.
And that day, I just happened to have on all red shoes, everything.
Right.
And I said, damn. I just went out there. I didn't even really plan to, but I had to say something. I couldn't ignore it because she was too boisterous. It was too much for me to just ignore it.
Yeah.
So I just went out there. I said, damn, I picked a fine day to wear all red out to Victorville, huh? I said, we got this Crip-ass bitch here. And everybody just...
Boom.
She had the mentality of a Crip. And I broke it down, Crip mentality, and motherfuckers was laughing. And then I had to end up doing like 10 minutes on her, and I think I got off her just enough before it pissed her family off. But
you got
that
the
was
crowd
wild.
with
Yeah,
it.
I've been fortunate though. My career, I probably haven't been heckled 10 times. So, but I've seen a lot of shit happen. But some people have material that warrants heckling.
Yeah, some people
When you asking questions,
mess with
and
the
shit,
crowd.
Yeah, you asking a motherfucker questions. I ain't asking. Motherfucker don't pay to see you for you to ask them a question. So I don't do all that talking to them. So that doesn't, normally warrant.
Yeah, you're right. Every time I've seen like some insane thing happen, I could tell based on like how it was being hosted or that it just the room wasn't in control. Because I saw even at Flappers in the Yoo-Hoo room, motherfucker go, "Hey man, shut your bitch up."
In the Yoo-Hoo room?
In the Yoo-Hoo room, because the host wasn't handling it, and his lady kept talking, and another dude with his lady was getting upset, and so was the rest of the crowd. But that's not his place. If the comedian doesn't say like that, but still says something to him, then it's a little more alleviated than
in a small room like that. He said, "Shut your bitch up." In a small room,
it's the tiny ass. It's like, and it was only like 25 motherfuckers in there.
Yeah, it's a small room.
oh hell!
And so the dude's gotta now fight this dude because he just dissed his lady in front of everybody, and it got fucking weird at the end of the show early. It was insane. But I could tell because of the way it was being. The host's job is such an important fucking job.
Yeah, the host sets the tone.
Yeah, you got to make that. Why are they policing themselves? You need to police this.
The host,
shit.
has to set the tone.
That's true.
Yeah, it's insane, man. I've never, but it's this scene, like with you guys doing so well in it, like what would you say is the key to continuing to attack the LA scene? I mean, assuming that you think it's different than other scenes.
Well, to get on the spiritual level, the key is first thing believe in God. And all, pray every day and thank God for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Another key is friends, like you guys are, know who your friends are.
Absolutely.
And keep your you don't need 1,000. I know a lot of people, but I can count my friends on 2 hands. My actual, you know what I mean. Make sure your base is cool. Make sure your team is solid. You know what I mean. Make sure everybody got each other's back.
Yeah.
Because out here, so cliquish out here. You know what I mean.
Very much.
So and just. what I've learned over 20 years in the game, man, is I learned, and I know this early. I learned it early. It's not a race; it's a marathon.
Right.
You just gotta, just stay focused on what you came out here to do, what you're doing. Stay focused, and just do what you're doing, and just don't get discouraged. Don't listen to the bullshit. You know what I mean? Stay away from the suckers. There's a lot. This industry is a lot of. You know what I mean? You know what it is. A lot of backbiters and a lot of suckers, and you avoid them. Avoid them, block their number.
Don't count nobody else's money.
Yeah. Oh, that's that's the key. Don't count nobody else's money, man.
Right.
Be happy for what everybody doing, and man, just concentrate on what you got to do, man, and just like when I do auditions, man. I used to, when we go on auditions, you leave the audition, you be like, oh man, I could have did that line different, or maybe I could have smiled. Did I shake the hand right? Man, listen. When you study for the audition, you know what I mean? You do your best study, do your technique, how you go in there, you do your best, walk out of there, it's over.
Yeah.
They call you, they don't. And I learned that. That's and that's it. Don't be in a car, you know what I mean? I used to go through that, but I've learned, listen, I did the best. I auditioned for the season of Insecure. I auditioned for a couple, and I feel real good about my audition. I feel real. It's one of them, but I feel. Hey, listen, that's the best. I feel real good about it. And I got good feedback. I didn't get the part, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? I wasn't tripping or, hey, listen, I did the best that I felt that audition. I did as best as I could. Yeah. And, I'll get the next one.
Exactly.
That's how you gotta look.
I feel like the next one. When they see you, the more they see you in these rooms out here, that's when you build a relationship
that's
with
what
these
it's
casting
about.
directors.
It's about relationships. I mean, and I remember I went up for some years ago, and I'm going to explain, and it's still going down. Every time I see it, I'm happy for the guy, but man, I get sick to my stomach. Not in a mad way. But check this out. Back in the day, I auditioned for that Cheez-It commercial. Remember the white man with the lab coat on? Me and him was the final two people left.
So
they didn't know if they was gonna go black or white, and they chose him. And I'm like, damn, my whole life would have been different if I'd have been a Cheez-It man.
Cheez-It man.
Motherfuckers would have been lined up outside the comedy club. I'm going to see the Cheez-It man.
Right.
Now they lined up to see the crack dealer man.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
It would have been a Cheez-It podcast.
I mean, that was about 8 years. I know he done made millions off being a spokesperson for Cheez-It.
Is that right? Oh, shit.
That's the only commercial he do.
Yeah. That's so
they
funny.
Make money.
Yeah, he getting paid.
Fuck, man. Oh, that's what's dope about this scene, man, is that it could change so quickly. Like, Badge is the person that told me to come out here because I was in Miami. He was like, hey, man, the ceiling's too low. Come to LA. Shit can happen quick out here. Then I stayed on his couch and shit, man. Like, what was you were out here, like 6 months before I got out here?
Yeah.
Like, what was that whole process like before you made your own way through the internet? Like, what was it? Do you remember that time when you was auditioning or?
Yeah, I remember it all. It's like, I didn't know what was going to happen because we didn't have nobody in the entertainment industry. Didn't know anybody out here. So I just came out here. Just started doing stand-up around, trying to meet people.
Right.
Then, took acting classes, trying to meet people that way.
Yeah.
And it's just like, fuck it. Just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. Right.
And then so happened that I was like, trying to do the auditions, wasn't getting the auditions. That was like, oh, shit, I need to figure out another way. Like, how am I going to prove that I'm talented without, like, being on a show? So I had to, like, make YouTube videos to, like, show, oh, this is what I can do. This is what I like to do. Yeah. And then that's when people started to watch. It's like, oh shit, it's pretty cool. And then did House of Lies, did a couple of episodes of that, then did the Mindy Project. And after that, then they just started watching that, and I didn't have to like really do the YouTube videos anymore. But then I just kept doing it just because it kept me like creative. It kept me like it kept me hustling in that way. And then the stand-up's the same thing. Like the more I did stand-up, the more I felt like it was easier on set to like improv jokes, because when you do stand up, like the difference between like stand up and doing the internet is when you're on the internet, you could do it, it's funny, but you don't know if people really laugh at that shit,
Nah, you have no way to know.
Yeah, there's no way to know. The only way you really know if your shit's funny is if you tell it in front of people that you've never met before. And strangers, you see how they react. Sometimes they laughing and sometimes they just look at you. You know? If it's really bad, like in Miami, they'll boo.
Oh yeah.
I got booed one time in Miami. It's crazy.
Was that wasn't Benji Brown room, was it?
No, it
Benji
was.
used to have a
It's
room.
weird because it was Big Lip. I don't know if you know a dude. He was a DJ with Benji, but he wasn't a comedian. He was Big Lip Bandit.
Oh, okay.
He hosted the show. Then Ricky Smiley took it syndication. Like he took that whole spot from him. But he was like him, Benji Brown, Super Cindy. They were the people growing up. Hosted this show, and like it wasn't that you weren't. He was killing up until the point where you said
I was
you
talking
said a joke about Haitian. It was all Haitian people in there, and they just had the earthquake.
That's hilarious.
And he said,
I said
this girl had
the
pussy
so bad that she need to give it to the homeless man, and even the homeless man gonna be like, I don't want that pussy. Donate it to Haiti.
Right. When he said that.
And
shit.
then it was right after the earthquake.
Like it was just yesterday.
And everyone was like, boo. There was a guy was so mad he was on the balcony. He jumped down the balcony just to come up and boo me.
Damn.
Yeah, man. And he,
shit.
And he did, but I think you would have got him if you had stuck to it, because then he started apologizing.
Yeah, because I was new to comedy, so I didn't know what the
You
fuck
were like,
I was doing.
did I offend y'all? Because it was a boo, like, not in control boo yet. You know what I mean? Like a boo, like,
funny,
we don't like
though.
what you said, but I bet like
That
like
shit's
with
funny, though.
exactly with your cadence or with your style.
Yeah. They
Toby
wouldn't
would
have
have
got mad.
been,
They wouldn't have got
because you
mad.
would have doubled down on it. Like, sir, I was like, yeah, that's the only thing you probably didn't do right.
That's funny,
in
man.
that situation.
And that's funny because, like, I don't know how I did develop the skill. I developed the skill of being able to say some really fucked up shit about somebody and they not being offended.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how it came about, but I have that technique. Just like with my shit, fuck fat people. Hundreds of thousands of fat people have come up to me and nobody's offended, even though I might do 30 minutes saying fuck fat people.
Right.
And that's a skill. I mean, that's the shit from the streets. When you out there in the streets hustling, dealing with motherfuckers every day, you learn things like that. You know how to push a motherfucker to the edge without totally going overboard.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, I've had some horrible nights. I mean, shit. One thing about the black audiences, they'll let you know. I had a dude tell me one time, nigga, I don't know where you work. But don't quit for this shit, because you are terrible. And white people, you bomb in front of white people, they be like, oh, don't worry about it. You'll get them next time.
I had to follow D-Ray one time at the Chocolate Sunday. This is mid-2000s. I was supposed to go up. D-Ray come in.
Yeah.
He come to me like, hey, D-Ray, you're going to do a guest spot. You're going to do 7 minutes.
Oh, no.
I should have, but I couldn't, I'm like, what I'm going to say? No.
Right.
He go up there, do like 15, 20, destroy it. I come up behind him. I bite the bullet. I just remember it was I'm bombing. There was somebody in the back I heard yelled out, kill yourself. I was like, it's time for me to get off the stage.
Damn. Kill yourself.
Damn.
Didn't that happen to you too?
Motherfucker wanted the worst
when I got
for
booed?
you.
No, someone told you to kill yourself?
Yeah, no, at the I got booed at the Apollo. Yeah. And they told me they said all kind of things. Yeah.
What was that? How long ago?
This was I was 19 years old and I was doing comedy like a year.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that
I
ain't
just
shit.
figured out how to be funny.
Yeah.
And I come out and I had jokes about being broke, you know what I mean? I'm so broke, that type of shit. And I was like, I'm broke. Anybody else broke?
Oh,
And this dude stood
niggas
up.
don't want to hear that.
Man, he said, that nigga killed my daddy. I said, oh shit. It was the funniest because I could not.
Yeah.
What do you say? That's perfect. I was like, because it's it was funnier than anything I could have possibly said.
Oh.
And I just said, oh shit. And then like they started booing and the dude didn't come out for like a fucking minute. Like he was like, because we made friends in the back. He's a comic.
Yeah.
And I said, hey man, where were you, man? He was like, oh, I thought I'd give you a chance to get him back. I was like, nigga, no. They was all standing up, booing, yelling and shit like, kill yourself. But then they make you leave through the crowd where they also will say more shit. Like, and I waited too. I was like,
oh, yeah, because you hate to,
But they wait out front. Like, no, we're going to boo you again.
Yeah,
it was me and a couple other acts got
One thing about bombing, let me give it some advice to any comics. Listen, one thing about bombing is that when you bomb, your first mind tell you, let me get the fuck up out of there, just said, but no, that's not the way to do it. When I bomb, I stay there till the last motherfucking patron leave. And I look at everybody and I soak all that shit in.
Yeah.
Just so that way you know you don't want to feel that again. Because it's easy just to leave or whatever, but no, I want to stand there.
Yeah, you better than me. I'm the complete opposite. I'll get the fuck out of Dodge.
No, but you know what?
That night when
Motherfuckers respect you. It's like if you lose a fight and you still stay there and like, okay, this motherfucker with my ass. Hell no. No, I'm saying motherfuckers respect that though.
I feel what you're saying. Because that night when I bombed at Chocolate Sundays, I went out the back door. You know, Chocolate Sundays got them. The Laugh Factory got them doors near the bathroom. Yeah. I went out the back door.
No, but look.
As soon as I walked off stage, I walked out.
It's the equivalent to sports, man. Them motherfuckers win the Super Bowl. Some players from the team that lost stand there because they want to see and watch that shit. And that shit really works, man. You stay there, you suck that shit in. You don't leave the club.
Wow.
You let the Patriots lead the club. You let them know that you're a motherfucking man. And look, I know I bombed tonight, but hey, I'm right here in y'all motherfucking face. Say what you want.
I remember one night I bombed one time, and I mean this black girl came up to me. I think I was doing like a family reunion, some kind of one of them shows.
Yeah.
And I was
How you bombing a family reunion?
I know.
Damn,
And
they supposed to love you.
I remember the girl came up. It wasn't my family. It was like some other family. They hired me. I remember the girl came up to me. She was like, "You want me to get you a plate of food?" Like that was her way. She was like, "Are you all right?
Right.
Did you eat? Want me to get you a plate of food?" I was like, "Yeah, you give me a plate of food."
That's
Dang, I ain't gonna say his name, but I saw one dude bomb and like still sell CDs. Like he was like,
Yo.
He got booed off. It was at Benji Brown, like that same shit you was talking about.
See, I ain't gonna do that though. You know, I'm gonna stay there, but I ain't gonna try to sell no shit.
bold.
And nigga, I just did 20 minutes of bullshit. How about buying an hour of it from me? The fuck out of here. That is bold.
That's dope as crazy as fuck.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's that right there is crazy.
Before we get out of here, man, I want to plug. I know we run out of time, but like, so the Dope Dealer podcast
Dope Dealer
can be found
podcast.
on iTunes,
SoundCloud,
Spotify,
all
Google
podcast
Play.
outlets.
Everything, yeah.
However you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Just type in Dope Dealer Podcast, and we drop every Thursday. So please subscribe to us, and when we drop on Thursday, you'll get the little messenger that'll tell you about that. And please rate us and review us. Leave a review. You know that's important. And we here, man.
Absolutely. So, and then just do individual. So, Toby, how can people stay in touch with you?
Oh man, you can at Tobe Hixx, TOBEHIXX. That shit work for everything.
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook, Instagram, all of it. TOBEHIXX. Follow us on the Dope Dealer podcast also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Batch, I mean, I think you got enough followers, but
let me get all them shits. Let me get all every.
I need 13 more.
Right.
13 more followers. Use number 47 last week.
Right. Is that at King Bach and everything,
yeah,
right?
at King Bach.
Twitter.
KINGBACH.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with that name? I always wanted to ask you that.
Oh, it was actually in high school. So when in high school I played sports, and then Bachelor is my last name.
Oh, okay.
But it was just so hard to Bachelor. So they just said Batch, just to like make it short.
Yeah.
And then one day, so then my nickname was Batch, and then one day I was doing like a class history project. And I was the only one that dressed up, and it was about royalty and all that. So like, and my teacher was roasting me. He's like, "Look at King Bach right there."
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, "Oh shit! I might have just made me a couple dollars right there."
Hey, have you seen that teacher since?
Nah, I haven't.
Wow.
Motherfucker, like, who would have thought? Like, he just looking at his phone and shit. That's dope, man.
And I'm at Jamal Doman, JamalDoman, JamalDoman on everything, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also a Dope Dealer Podcast on Instagram. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, look, guys, you guys have been listening to the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast. We are at Comedy Pop-Up on Instagram. Alex, you know that much, right? What's all the handles, man?
We got a Comedy Pop-Up, and then we got CPU Podcast.
CPU Podcast. And always look at that for shows. They usually...
All of our shows are dropped on there, and then we put a story. It's got everyone's stuff on there. So
perfect.
we got all you guys tagged up on there.
Sick. And I'm at Sean Grant Pictures. You can follow follow me. Stay in touch. That's on Instagram.
Why
at Sean Grant.
pictures?
Well, because Instagram, you take pictures.
Oh.
I don't know shit, man. Is that?
Hey,
is
the
that
first time
stupid?
I seen that shit, I said, this nigga is a photographer.
I didn't know who it was.
I thought he was a photographer on the side. I said, this nigga's Sean Grant pictures.
Yeah, you got to work on your branding.
Oh, I gotta change the fucking Instagram name. So it's gonna be something different by the time y'all
Why
get
don't you put your fucking name?
Well, no, because somebody else is Sean. This is Sean
So
Grant.
put Sean Grant too.
with the numbers
Or do like Kevin Hart, the real Sean Grant. I don't know. You can figure it out.
whatever
not
you
pictures.
say. I'll never not take Batch's advice again. That nigga tried to get me in on Vine. He's like, "There's some new shit called Vine." I was like, "Shut your ass up."
Yeah.
Now he's my fucking boss. So anyway, the name is changing immediately. But stay in touch with us, man. Follow all these guys. Find out where the shows are all around the scene. And you've been listening to the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast. Take care of yourself.
Peace out.